All right, get ready because today we're going to take a deep dive.
Oh, sounds exciting.
Yeah, we're going into the world of affiliate marketing.
Hey,
And specifically, we're looking at a course with a pretty wild name.
oh,
It's called Affiliate Marketing on Crack. So
okay.
we've got the sales page for this course, and I've got to say, it's a pretty crazy read.
I bet.
Our goal today is to kind of cut through all the hype,
Mm.
see if there's anything actually valuable hiding in this crazy presentation.
Yeah, so are we looking for diamonds in the rough,
I think
basically?
exactly.
Okay, I'm game for that.
That's good. I'm glad you're here.
Always.
So this sales page, I'm telling you, it's full of these over-the-top lines.
Give me an example.
Like one of them says, forget ethical and sustainable, let's get you paid fast.
Wow.
Pretty blunt, right?
Yeah, that's
What's your first reaction to that kind of marketing?
well, I mean, it's definitely in your face.
Yes.
It's meant to get your attention.
Yeah.
And I guess for some people it might work.
Yeah.
But it does make you wonder what they're actually selling.
Yeah.
What's behind all the smoke and mirrors.
Exactly. So let's try to peel back some of those layers.
All right.
They mention this bleeding neck sales approach.
Ooh.
And they talk about these 3 niches that are supposedly just overflowing with cash.
Okay.
What do you think? Legitimate strategies or just clever marketing jargon?
Well, bleeding neck, I mean, that sounds pretty intense, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't mean that literally.
Yeah. We're not advocating for any violence here.
Yeah, no blood involved.
So I'm guessing it's probably some kind of high-pressure sales tactic.
Yeah, could be.
Maybe playing on that feeling of,
Urgency,
yeah, or scarcity. Like, you got to get an NW or you'll miss out.
Exactly.
Now, the 3 niches thing,
Yeah.
that's a little more intriguing, I think.
Yeah, it could be.
Because, I mean, if they actually give you solid research on some profitable niches, that could be valuable.
Yeah, it's all about the specifics,
Right.
Like, are these niches actually proven to be profitable, or are they just, making stuff up?
Yeah, is there real data behind it?
That's the key.
Okay, so they also mentioned this bonus stacking method
Okay.
and something called a chart of awareness.
All right.
You ever heard of these things before?
I mean, the names sound familiar, but they could be, dressing up common concepts
Okay.
to make them sound fancier.
So, like, what could those actually look like in practice?
So bonus stacking, I imagine that's probably just, offering a bunch of bonuses
Right.
to make the offer seem more attractive.
So, like, if you buy this course, you also get this, this, and this?
Exactly.
Okay.
So it could be a legitimate strategy,
Right.
but the bonuses have to actually be valuable.
Yeah, it can't just be fluff, right?
No, they have to be relevant to the main product.
Okay. And what about the chart of awareness?
I'm guessing that's some sort of visual representation of, like, the customer journey,
Like a roadmap of how someone goes from not knowing about the product to buying it.
Yeah, exactly.
So interesting.
Could be useful for, like, planning your marketing and stuff.
So maybe some valuable tools here,
Potentially.
but maybe with some extra flashy names.
Yeah, a little bit of marketing magic sprinkled on top.
Right. And they definitely play up that whole exclusivity thing.
I got
Lots of talk about secrets and limited time offers.
trying to create that sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Do you think that still works these days? I feel like people are getting more savvy.
That's a good question.
Like they've seen it all before.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't keep using those tactics if they didn't work on at least some people, right?
That's true.
I think it taps into that fear of missing out,
Oh, absolutely.
Especially if you're new to this whole online business world and you're really eager to make money fast.
Yeah, it can be tempting.
Then we've got all these glowing testimonials sprinkled throughout the page.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone raving about how amazing the course creator is.
Do you buy it?
I don't know. What do you think? Are those testimonials raising any red flags for you?
I mean, some of them could be genuine,
Right.
but it's always smart to be a little skeptical.
Yeah.
It's hard to know for sure if they're real
Right.
without some independent verification.
And speaking of looking beyond the sales page,
Yeah.
I noticed their frequently asked questions section is surprisingly short.
Really?
Yeah, and it doesn't really tell us much about the course content.
That's interesting.
What do you make of that?
I mean, maybe they're trying to be mysterious,
Keep the secrets hidden until you buy.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just don't have that much to say.
Could be.
So we've got this unconventional sales approach with a mix of what could be legitimate strategies
Right.
and some maybe questionable tactics.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag.
Before we get too deep into the specifics, let's take a step back.
Okay.
Make sure we're all on the same page about the basics of affiliate marketing.
Good idea.
just so everyone listening understands what we're talking about.
Sounds good.
So at its core, affiliate marketing is all about partnering with someone
Oh.
to promote their products or services.
Mm-hmm.
And you earn a commission for every sale or lead you generate.
Right, it's performance-based.
Yeah, you get rewarded for results.
Exactly.
So how does this affiliate marketing on crack approach fit into that bigger picture?
I mean, it's probably a bit of both.
Yeah.
Like some of the things they talk about, like choosing a niche and offering bonuses, those are pretty standard affiliate marketing strategies.
Right, but then they've got this whole intense presentation style,
Yeah, and the focus on secrets and getting rich quick.
which makes me wonder who they're actually trying to reach with this
It's
message.
just a good question.
Like, who is their target audience? So we've unpacked the sales pitch.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone over some basic affiliate marketing stuff.
Yeah.
Now I'm really curious, are there any actual nuggets of wisdom buried under all that hype?
That's what we're here to find out.
Right, like, are any of these strategies they mention,
Yeah.
like the bonus stacking method or the chart of awareness, are those actually worth exploring?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to try to answer as we continue our deep dive.
I'm ready when you are.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right, so you want to dig into some of those specific strategies from this sales page?
Yeah, let's start with that bonus stacking method.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned it could actually be a good way to boost conversions.
Yeah.
So can you give us an example of how that might work in the real world?
Sure. Imagine you're promoting like a photography course for beginners.
Okay.
Instead of just offering the course by itself, you could create a whole bonus package.
Oh, I see.
You know, throw in some extra goodies,
Like what?
like a cheat sheet of essential camera settings,
Okay.
a collection of Lightroom presets,
Mhm.
maybe even a private Facebook group for students
Makes sense.
so they can connect with each other.
So it's all about making that offer more tempting.
Exactly. But the key here is that the bonuses need to actually be valuable,
Yeah, not just random junk?
right? They have to be relevant to the main product.
Okay, makes sense.
Otherwise, it just comes across as, desperate.
Right. And then what about that chart of awareness thing?
Ah,
How would someone actually use that?
well, think of it as a roadmap for your customer's journey.
Okay.
Let's stick with that photography course example.
Mhm.
So the chart might start with the awareness stage, where someone's just realizing, hey, I'm interested in photography.
Right.
Then you've got the interest stage, where they start looking into it more seriously,
Okay.
consideration, where they're
Yeah.
comparing different options.
Yeah.
And finally, the decision stage, where they're ready to buy.
So by mapping that all out,
Exactly.
you can figure out where to focus your marketing efforts.
You got it.
So you'd offer different things at each stage.
Precisely.
Okay, that's pretty clever.
It's a way to tailor your message.
Right. So far, we've been talking about attracting buyers. But there's another big piece of affiliate marketing that's just as important:
Which is,
building trust
oh, absolutely.
with your audience.
That's huge.
How does that factor into all of this?
Well, I mean, you can have the best marketing in the world,
Yeah.
but if people don't trust you,
They're not going to buy anything.
exactly, they can see right through you.
Especially if you're using all this hype and talking about secrets all the time.
It's all about authenticity,
Right.
being genuine.
So how can an affiliate marketer be authentic?
Well, for starters, be transparent.
Okay.
Share your own experiences, the good and the bad.
Oh, so don't be afraid to admit when you've messed up.
Exactly. People appreciate that.
It makes you more relatable.
Right. It builds trust.
And it's also about giving people real value.
Yeah, even if it doesn't lead to an immediate sale.
So think long term.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
It's about building relationships, not just trying to make a quick buck.
Now, let's circle back to that bleeding neck sales approach. I'm still kind of curious about what that actually looks like in practice.
Well, we have to remember that any sales tactic should be ethical,
Of course.
even one with a crazy name like that.
So no actual bleeding necks.
Definitely not. The goal is to persuade, not to pressure or manipulate.
So what would a more ethical version of that approach look like?
It probably comes down to emphasizing urgency and scarcity,
Okay.
but in a genuine way.
Give me an example.
Like, if you're promoting a product with a limited time discount, you can highlight that.
Right, so it's a real deadline.
Exactly. You're just stating facts.
Okay, I get it.
It's not about creating some fake sense of urgency.
So we've talked about bonus stacking, the chart of awareness, and this bleeding neck thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the big question remains, is this affiliate marketing on crack course actually worth it?
Well, that's tough to say without seeing the course content. We're just going off the sales page here.
So what should our listeners keep in mind if they're thinking about buying it?
The first thing I'd say is do your research on the course creator.
Okay, so look beyond those testimonials on the sales page.
Yeah, see what other people are saying.
Check their credentials, their reputation.
Exactly. It's like checking references before you hire someone.
And while you're doing that research, pay
Mhm.
attention to their overall vibe.
Good point.
Do they seem ethical?
Are they all about quick wins? Or do they talk about building a sustainable business?
Right, because if their marketing feels shady, their teaching might be too.
It's a good indicator.
And of course, think about the cost
Yeah.
and what you're hoping to achieve.
Realistically.
Because affiliate marketing takes work.
A lot of work.
It's not a get-rich-quick scheme,
Definitely not.
no matter what the sales page might tell you.
Right. Set realistic expectations.
And remember, there are plenty of free resources out there, too.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't necessarily need to buy an expensive course to get started.
There's so much information available online.
So do your homework and choose carefully.
Good advice.
We've been focusing on this one specific course.
Mm-hmm.
But what are some general tips our listeners can use when they're evaluating any online business opportunity?
Well, the thing is, the tactics this course uses aren't unique.
Right, they're all over the internet.
Exactly. So the skills we've been using today, like critical thinking and research, are crucial.
It's like having a BS detector for the online world.
Exactly. Don't take everything at face value.
Dig deeper. Ask questions.
Does this feel right?
Does it align with my values?
Is this a sustainable approach?
Am I actually passionate about this?
Those are all great questions to ask yourself.
Because ultimately, success comes from integrity and authenticity.
And providing real value,
It's about building relationships.
not just chasing money.
Well said. So we've done our deep dive into this unconventional approach to affiliate marketing.
It's been quite a journey.
What's the final takeaway you want to leave our listeners with?
The online world is full of opportunities, but it's also full of distractions.
Lots of shiny objects.
Don't get swept up in the hype. Stay grounded. Keep learning.
And remember, you have the power to choose.
Choose what you believe in.
Choose wisely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time. Okay, so we're back, and I think the big question on everyone's mind is this affiliate marketing on crack course worth the money?
Yeah, that's the tough one, isn't it?
It is because, we can only go off of what they're telling us on the sales page, right?
Right. We don't actually know what's inside the course.
So for our listeners out there, what are some things they should be thinking about if they're trying to decide whether or not to buy this thing?
Well, I think the most important thing is to really do your research on the person who created the course.
Okay, so go beyond just those testimonials they've got plastered all over the page.
Exactly. Those are easy to fake, you know?
Right, so look for reviews from other students, see what their reputation is like.
Yeah, check their credentials, see if they've actually had any success themselves.
It's like if you were going to hire someone for a job, you'd want to check their references, make sure they're legit.
Absolutely.
And while you're doing all that research, pay attention to their overall approach,
Yeah, good point.
Like, do they talk about ethical marketing, building a sustainable business?
Or are they all about those quick wins and aggressive tactics?
Because, if their marketing feels kind of sleazy, chances are their teaching style is going to be similar.
It's a good indicator.
And of course, you got to think about the cost, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How much are they asking for, and what are you realistically hoping to get out of it?
It's all about setting realistic expectations.
Because affiliate marketing is not a magic bullet.
No.
It takes time and effort to build a successful business.
And there's no guarantee of success.
Right, and don't forget, there's a ton of free information out there, too.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't necessarily have to buy an expensive course to get started.
There are so many great resources available online, blogs, podcasts, YouTube channels.
So do your homework, shop around, see what's out there.
And choose carefully.
So we've been really focused on this one specific course, but I think there are some bigger lessons here that apply to any online business opportunity.
Oh, for sure.
Like the tactics this course is using, they're not unique, right?
Yep, you see them everywhere.
So developing that critical thinking, that healthy skepticism, that's essential.
Absolutely, don't just believe everything you see online.
It's like having a BS detector built into your brain.
Exactly. You got to question things, dig deeper, look for the evidence.
Does this feel right?
Does it align with your values?
Is this a sustainable approach?
Are you passionate about this?
Those are all great questions to ask yourself.
Because at the end of the day, real success, it's not just about making money.
It's about building something you're proud of.
Something that's built on integrity, authenticity, and real value.
Well said. So we've reached the end of our deep dive into this, let's call it an interesting approach to affiliate marketing.
Yeah. Interesting is one word for it.
Any final thoughts you want to leave our listeners with?
I think the online world is amazing. It's full of possibilities, but it can also be overwhelming.
Oh, yeah, there's so much noise out there.
So don't get caught up in the hype. Stay grounded, stay curious, and keep learning.
And remember, you have the power to choose what you believe in.
What you invest in.
Choose wisely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.